Okay, so we're gonna do Knoxhill Independence Volume 1 UMG disc. Um, I know who Knoxhill is. I've listened to some of his music. Uh, Massive fan of Ren, so I've like heard their collabs and stuff. I despise UMG. Just gonna put that out there. Um, UMG has made it extremely hard for people to do reactionary content. So, being that I know Knoxhill does reactions, I know he's usually all of his fucking stuff is good. It's fairly certain to say that this is probably going to be him obliterating UMG, and I'm totally here for it. So if you haven't listened to it in full, you can go to his page. Because I'm gonna be pausing. One, probably to rewind, because I don't always compute what people say when they're talking fast. But two, also, I kind of want to pick up on the lyrics. So with that being said, let's go see how badly he fucks him up.
Completely independent. In the land of majors, I feel bases when I pin it. The white kid from the county sound outrageous when you send him. I see hitters, I see homies turn to base heads for mentions. Damn. Lost my homie Nick, that cancer started in his lungs. He never touched a cigarette, that irony had lungs. I never looked to smoke the same, ain't even touched it once. So someone look for smoke to game in, anything for buzz. We all know beef sells, but everything's injected. You need that growth hormone right before you drop a record. Just call out someone bigger, anything to get the checks in. But I ain't wanna judge, shit, I'll probably use that method. Desperate in the land of the fees, where everybody rockin' chains, the land of the free. Where opportunity knocks, but plugs handle keys. But I ain't one for labels, I can even manage me. First panic.
So first time I'm gonna pause. I kind of really hope that he goes back in and fixes the lyrics that pop up with closed captions, because I'm fairly certain that that Knox reference should have been spelt like his name. But of course, strong start, bases, majors, baseball, got it all.
Fees, where everybody rockin' chains, the land of the free. Where opportunity knocks, but plugs handle keys. But I ain't one for labels, I can even manage me. First panic attack, thought that I was dying. My wife said breathe, but I could hear the sirens. I guess it's so many years of trauma built in silence. Instead of pushing it down, I should've done more crying. Look into my daughter's eyes and I swell with pride. Look into my daughter's eyes, I believe in God. Still I wonder, how could I guide? How can I give direction when I'm missing deep inside? Overcompensate with ego, what I'm missing is my pride. If I image made in God, then why's the devil on my mind? But check my service, pen a true MC. I can hit you with these strikes, but I ain't UMG.
Well, UMG. So I'm sure anybody who's watching this has watched many reactors things, and if you're not fully aware, UMG decided to they're basically buying up a bunch of the smaller record companies, and they've created a monopoly. And like overnight they had it run through their systems and just decimate a lot of reaction channels. People were getting strikes, people were getting community, violations. And while that isn't a big deal to someone watching, it is to the person making the content, mainly for the reason that if you get so and so many community violations or so or so many strikes, either one or two things happen. Your channel just disappears, or you get basically kind of shadow banned. Your videos are no longer pushed into the algorithm, which is chaotic enough. So when UMG did that, it severely impacted a lot of people. And they were wrong for how they did that shit. They could have, like, put out a fucking notice or something. Because people were getting strikes for things that weren't even, like, outside of fair use. Because I guess UMG doesn't... They don't take fair use into account before they strike. I'll put it that way.
What I'm missing is my pride. If I image made in God, then why's the devil on my mind? But check my service, pen a true MC. I can hit you with these strikes, but I ain't UMG. Room full of old men saying I can't be me, saying we can make a deal while trying to cancel me, huh? And you wonder why the industry corrupt. Finding artists at the bottom trying to make it out the mud. They'll do anything you tell them cause they desperate for the plug. The advances that you give them just alone to keep them stuck. Y'all don't give a fuck about the art, y'all just bankers. How can you put a price tag on music with no angles? This is from the heart, all the love and all the anger. Y'all just wanna see us fall. Even Lucy was an angel. The warning.
Okay, we'll go a few lines back. Specifically talking about how record labels, when they find someone who they consider talent, and then they're like, oh, cool, we'll sign you. Here's $1 million. But now you fucking owe us. We basically own you. So they'll tell you, you know, your sound needs to be a certain way, or they'll tell you, you know, you're a little rough around the edges, you have to act a certain way in public, you have to dress a certain way. And it does take away from the art out of the musician. And they don't give a shit what happens. And to kind of piggyback on that, Ren, who, if you don't know who he is, figure out who they are. He is completely independent. He has made his growth on his own with his team. He does phenomenal work. He was once signed with a record company. And if you listen to the certain songs that were produced under that company, they are vastly, wildly different than when Ren produces his own stuff. You can tell they're made for the radio, because that's all that these people are worried about, is can we sell your shit? Can we sell it to a radio? Can we make it elevator music? That ends up being what they're concerned about. They're not concerned about whether the artists are enjoying themselves. And then with that, the songs necessarily aren't even bad that come out, but you can tell when someone's under the thumb of a record company that is like, hey, you need to do this. Because it's a disaster. And I love the fact that he just called Lucifer Lucy, because I have a cat that I named Lucifer for very good reason, who I very often call Lucy. But yes, Lucifer was an angel.
Was there for juice, but they filled up his cup. When Mac was thinking if he jumped, you know they double dutch. Pac was shot with shells and they...
Not bringing Mac Miller into this shit.
The sales went up, pushed the chips in Vegas, doubled down, then they set them up. They know pain moves weight, so they sell a cut. Any gain to move angst and make it hell for us. The violence gets recycled and they profit off the losses. Push you to glorify it till they box you in a coffin. Get you to sign your gift away, then lock you in a closet.
So we'll touch on that. Another artist, and fully aware she's not independent, fully aware the person about to say technically falls under UMG. Taylor Swift had shit with her music. It basically was, she was very young. It was put in like a contract the way things were done, and then that was sold. The whole company was sold. People got their hands on her shit, which shouldn't happen. An artist should always have their masters. And they do that, exactly that. They lock you into a clause of like, oh, well, we gave you this much money to support you, and then now we expect 6 albums from you. And if they fuck you over before the 6 albums are done, guess what? You don't have a choice. Because normally you still don't know how well you're going to do in the long run, where you're financially you are, and you ain't got the money to be paying for lawyers to fight for this shit. Thankfully now, Taylor has all her stuff, which is just one more accomplishment of hers for 2025. So this whole thing, while yes, the music industry is cutthroat, it is also kind of this like bob and weave situation where they don't really give you what you need. And a lot of people aren't used to going from, oh, cool, I like to write music. I write music on my own. I'm glad you like my music, to stardom, and the mental gap between, oh, okay, I go to school, these people see me, you're a star, to, I can't leave my house because people will form a stampede, is hard mentally to deal with. And they're not prepared for that, and there's no one there. They don't record companies don't give two shits about that.
Make it hell for us. The violence gets recycled and they profit off the losses. Push you to glorify it till they box you in a coffin. Get you to sign your gift away, then lock you in a closet. Success is full of hollow tips, they profit off the falling. Then they just replace you with the next one who next up. The next acts that get snuffed and they don't give a fuck. They plan another one and water down the message. I don't give a fuck if I'm left rhyming in this desert. They control the power, you see knowledge is a weapon. And they know time is money, so I value every second. May you always seek the answers and be louder with the questions. I wrote this to remind you that your power's in the message. Don't forget it. Independent Volume 1.
Alright, so I mean, that hopefully is going to be a series of things where he does multiple of these. I would like to see him attack more companies. Just because I have a disdain for these people. Because anyone that doesn't know, because this will be my first video that I put on YouTube. But anybody who doesn't know who I am, I stream on Twitch. And for years I've worked with reactors in the form of, started out just modding streams, no big deal. Then I moved on to, okay, I'll help mod streams, but I'll help you edit content on the side. And that turned into, oh, I'll manage your shit for you. That way you have more time to do whatever it is that you feel like you want to do. And to be honest, I kind of got tired of it. There was not fair compensation. I'll put it that way. When people, again, are new to a business, don't know how to run it, you get new. You get confused. And yet you don't know what people are doing for you. And then you also don't know how to compensate them for their time. But fucking love that. Love Knox. Absolutely love Ren. Any independent chinchilla, Sam. Well, I don't know if Sam Tompkins is. I don't think he's independent anymore. These independent artists are extremely important. Skinner Brothers, for fuck's sake. Chris Webby. Any of them are massively talented people. The reason they don't sell out stadium tours is because they don't have a big ass company backing their shit left and right. And it's expensive. You got to have the money to put up front to get the big things, and if you don't, then it's a shit show. But very well done, Knox. Please tear apart fucking somebody else. WMG, go for them. Fueled by Ramen, please attack them. The list of record labels that I could give that give people so much shit. Get them all. But in the description you'll find my link to my Twitch, where we have the Asylum, because we do a little bit of everything. And I'm a bit of a nutter, so we have the Asylum. You're welcome to bring your own straitjacket if you have one custom made. And then I have a Patreon, that'll be listed below, and then Instagram as well. And feel free to stop by a request stream and give me good bands. And if they're independent, even better. But until the next time, bye.